April 26th marked the worst disaster in human history. Imagine you work at a nuclear power plant in Pripyat and suddenly, a routine test turns a vibrant city into a ghost town overnight. It sounds like science fiction, but it really happened in Chernobyl. Today, we're going to understand how an experiment meant to test safety ended up being the worst mistake in history. Hey, curious folks! I'm sure all of you have heard of Chernobyl. This was a critical moment that not only defined an era, but also forever changed the way we view nuclear energy. But I'm sure, not just you, but everyone watching this video doesn't know everything about this story. Not even the poor workers who were there that day know. Well, they kind of died. I guess that's why. Anyway, let's get a better understanding of the whole story. But before we start, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, because if you like this type of content, you've not only found it here, but I guarantee we'll be bringing quality content here to the channel every day. Alright? Let's go! Built on the laurels of the nuclear age, Chernobyl was a symbol of Soviet pride. Since 1970, the Chernobyl power plant promised energy and progress, embedded in the planned city of Pripyat, where young Soviet families nurtured dreams of a bright future. But we all know that's not quite what happened. Those dreams turned into nightmares. In a safety test attempt to address a potentially fatal flaw in the RBMK reactor design, operators initiated a procedure that would reveal catastrophic failures in the system. As they reduced the reactor's power for the test, a buildup of Xenon-35 began to poison the core, reducing reactivity and leading to fatal decisions. Safety protocols were ignored, and the plant's chief engineer, disregarding warnings, insisted on continuing the test under unstable conditions. In a moment of critical instability, the control rods, which should have been inserted to stop the reaction, failed, catapulting the reactor to a power level 120 times normal. The explosion released an unimaginable amount of radioactivity, equivalent to 400 Hiroshima bombs. The sky of Pripyat was tinged with the sinister light of radiation, and the toxic cloud spread for thousands of kilometers, infiltrating the land, water, and air of a vast region. The Soviet response to the disaster was shrouded in secrecy and misinformation. For 36 critical hours after the explosion, the residents of Pripyat remained unaware of the deadly danger surrounding them. The evacuation, when it came, was permanent, leaving behind a ghost town and shattered lives. That's pretty sad, guys. But even sadder than that was the like you forgot to give this video. Come on guys, I expected more from you. In the end, the liquidators, tragic heroes of this story, were called to contain the disaster. Men and women faced deadly radiation to seal the reactor with a concrete sarcophagus in a desperate struggle to prevent an even greater catastrophe. If this catastrophe was already a milestone in history, imagine if they had taken a few more hours to make that decision. It's scary to even think about. And remember, curious folks, Chernobyl is more than just a lesson on the dangers of nuclear energy. It's a dark testament to human failures amidst technological arrogance. Nearly 4 decades later, the shadows of Chernobyl still echo, reminding us of the price of disregarding respect for nature and human life. The ruins of Pripyat serve as a silent memorial to the risks we run when manipulating forces we barely understand. Pripyat remains a ghost town to this day, but there are guided tours you can take in certain places. Would you go? Leave it here in the comments. Personally, I definitely would if I could. I just don't find Pripyat more interesting than these 15 natural phenomena I talk about in this video. But if you prefer to know more about catastrophes, you can watch this video of mine where I talk about what would happen if the Earth stopped spinning. But tell me, what's the next mystery you want to see? Leave it in the comments. Until next time, and always stay curious.